Hey guys, this is Eric Weingartner with Weingartner Racing. This video is not a tech video at all. It's just something I'm doing for fun, just kind of a little chuckle. And also, I really want to know, am I the only one that thinks this way? Because I'm just curious, okay? So this may make you laugh or whatnot. We'll start off with this. So I was looking on Facebook yesterday. I tried to never check it, but occasionally I get bored. But anyway, I was looking and one of my friends had shared this video from YouTube, and I'm gonna tell you the name of the video, and I need you to go watch it and then come back because I got a couple thoughts about it. So the video is called Holiday Ride Chevrolet. Anyway, go and watch it. It's a tearjerker, but anyway, watch it and come back. So, but if you want a real quick recap, here's what's happened. A guy evidently lost his husband. Every Christmas, he goes out to his barn, changes his wreath, he opens up his barn door, and I think it's a Chevelle. I'm not entirely for sure on that. Some car buff guy's going to get me. And he looks at the car, and he sits in the car, and there's a picture of his wife that we assume has passed away, and he's nostalgia, and then he leaves the car, and then goes back in. And his daughter sees this, and is like, oh man, I'm going to do something nice for my father. So she gets the guys together and they redo the car for him, and it's cool, and it's what mom would want. Okay, so I watched the video and I loved it, flat out loved it. But here's what my mind went to when I thought of that, and you're like, from that you got this? Yeah, I thought. So as I'm watching this, I want to know, am I the only one that thinks that when they're in the design meetings at GM or Ford or Toyota or wherever, how it's going in there when they're coming up with the designs for their vehicles? And I mention this because that YouTube video was from Chevrolet, which obviously makes cars and trucks. Well, the one that they're liking the most is one that they haven't made in more than 30 years. It's a nice car. So in my mind, here's what I think's happening in a sales meeting, or not sales meeting, but a design meeting when they're designing new cars. All right, guys, what do you guys got for designs for our new cars? What should we do? We gotta, jazz it up a bit. Tim, what do you got? What if we make the headlights like gigantic eyeballs, like bam, pop it out? Ooh, I like that idea. You're right. You know what? Let's take those headlights and let's make them like a boom, bam, big. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's awesome. All right, good thing. Bob, why are you always sitting in the corner, never giving any input? Don't you have anything you want to say in these design meetings? All you do is sit over there. I never hear you say anything. Because you never listen? Why don't I know this is a novel concept, but why don't we just make some of the older cars that people love and make them exactly like they used to be on the outside? Like exactly, like almost exactly, like really, really close. But have a modern powertrain and suspension so it's comfortable to ride, and it's got the newer engine, so it's got, more performance, better mileage. And the interior, we can redo some things there so it's more comfortable to ride in, and better air conditioning, and resell it. What? That sounds ridiculous. What car would we use? There's Chevelles, Novas, a Firebird, just some ideas. Why would we do that? Well, so I look around the Facebook marketplace and I see a lot of guys are trying to buy these Chevelles, and they're spending like 70 grand for hunks of crap. And then they're taking and they're putting modern powertrains in them and better suspensions and better air conditioning. And they're spending lots of money for a car on the outside that looks exactly like it did when they were younger. And it's a cool looking car. And I think if we made that, but with just more modern technology, we'd probably sell a ton. Bob, this is why we never call on you. That's the dumbest idea I've ever come up with. Think of how much it would have cost. We already have the molds for the body and stuff because we already made it. And I think we already have the powertrain stuff. This should be just a piece of cake. Bob, that's ridiculous. No one would ever do that. I mean, we tried that with the Camaro. Yeah, when you made the Camaro redesign, you didn't make it look like the 69 Camaro. You made it look like a 69 Camaro that wanted to be cooler. And it just wasn't. Dodge kind of got theirs right when they redid the Challenger and stuff, but ours kind of, it didn't. It looks sort of like it, but not really. Bob, that's what you've come up with. I'm just saying, people would buy it. Oh, I got a better one too, if you don't like that. How about we make a short, wide pickup exactly like in the 80s, because again, people are paying lots of money on Facebook Marketplace and then putting all modern stuff in it. What if we did that with the truck? People love trucks, just new powertrain in it. Bob, that's got to be the dumbest idea I've ever heard besides the car Chevelle one. Who would buy a Chevelle? Ridiculous. Anybody else got any other ideas? George, the Camaro, right? We got it right now. What if we make its front look like it's constipated? Oh, I love that look. Squint the headlights. Yeah, give it that look. Everybody, Mustang get it. It looks amazing. Let's keep it up. You are correct. Good idea. Good job, Bob. Just stay home tomorrow. You've got COVID. That's what I think happens in the meetings, but I want to know if that's what you guys had in your minds, because I kind of think that's what happens. Because to me, it would be like a no-brainer if Chevrolet just said, you know what? Make the same cars that we used to back in the day, put modern powertrains in them, and better suspension, but on the outside look exactly the same. Because people see the outside of the cars. They be like, wow, that's a cool looking car. And here's a novel concept. Those people that thought the car was cool are now have money to buy the car. So you should sell that car. And the reason why you want to sell that car now too is because the younger generations will now see that car go, oh my God, I really love that car. My dad had one, I wanted to get one when I grow up. Instead, you make cars that no one would ever really want to have, period. I'm talking Chevrolet, I'm talking about all of you. You make cars that are like hideous looking, that you just get it so you can go to work. They don't look appealing. No kid goes, Mom, I can't wait to get that car. I know when I was younger, my dad had this 2009 Malibu, and man, if I could just find one. No one says that. So instead, you have a whole generation for the next 30 years that are not going to look forward to a car to buy. So you essentially took your audience that would buy cars and whoop, got rid of them. I don't know where in your design meetings they came up with that. Anyway, point is, am I the only one who really thinks this? I'm just curious.